The clock on my console read 2:17 a.m. when the call came through, shattering the quiet of the dispatch center with a jolt that made my coffee spill. I adjusted my headset, the familiar hum of the rural Idaho night outside my window replaced by a faint, rasping voice on the line. "Help, it's in the house," the woman whispered, her words trembling like leaves caught in a storm. "My name's Emily Harper, and I've been a 911 dispatcher in this sleepy corner of Fremont County for 3 years, handling everything from lost hunters to bar fights at the Rusty Spur. But nothing prepared me for that night, when the voice on the other end dragged me into a nightmare that still haunts my every quiet moment. The dispatch center is a small room in the sheriff's office, lit by flickering fluorescents and filled with the smell of stale coffee and printer ink. It's isolated, tucked away in a town of $3,000 where the biggest excitement is a cow wandering onto the highway. I was alone that night, the only dispatcher on shift, the silence outside broken only by the occasional hoot of an owl in the pines. I leaned closer to my headset, fingers poised over the keyboard. "Ma'am, can you tell me your location?" My voice was calm, trained to soothe, but her reply sent a chill down my spine. "It's 1427 Pine Hollow Road," she whispered. "Please, hurry, it's moving. I can hear it." I typed the address, the system pinpointing a lone cabin deep in the woods, 15 miles out, too far for the nearest patrol car to reach quickly. Pine Hollow is a dirt road flanked by dense forest, the kind of place where cell signals die, and the trees seem to lean in, listening. Why was I there, stuck in that chair? It's my job. My lifeline after a messy divorce left me needing stability. But that call made me question everything. I tried to keep her talking, to anchor her. "Okay, ma'am, I'm sending officers now. Can you tell me what's in the house? Is it an intruder?" The line crackled with static, a long pause stretching like a held breath. Then her voice returned, softer, laced with dread. "It's not a person. It's wrong. It's in the walls." My skin prickled, the hairs on my arms standing up despite the stuffy heat of the room. I've heard panicked callers before, drunks, kids playing pranks. But this was different. Her fear was raw, primal, like she was staring into the jaws of something unnatural. "Can you describe it? Are you safe where you are?" he asked, glancing at the screen showing Officer Ruiz's patrol car speeding toward the address, still 12 minutes out. "I'm in the attic," she hissed. "I locked the hatch, but it's scratching. It knows I'm here." A faint rhythmic scraping came through the line, like claws dragging across wood, slow and deliberate. My stomach twisted. "Stay calm, ma'am. Officers are on their way. What's your name?" "Clara," she whispered. "Clara Vance. Oh God, it's louder now." The scraping grew, a grating sound that made my teeth ache. Then, her voice dropped to a murmur, barely audible. "It's whispering my name." What was it, and why did it know her? I gripped the edge of my desk, heart pounding. "Clara, stay with me. Can you tell me what it's saying?" No answer, just silence, then a sound that froze my blood. A low, guttural noise, not human, not animal, but something trying to mimic speech, failing in a way that turned my insides to ice. It was like a voice gargling gravel, forming syllables that didn't belong. "Clara? Clara, are you there?" I shouted, my training crumbling under the weight of that sound. The line went dead, the dial tone a mocking hum. I redialed frantically, but it wouldn't connect. No ring, no voicemail, just an empty void. I radioed Ruiz, my voice tight. "Unit 4, this is dispatch. Be advised, possible intruder at 1427 Pine Hollow Road. Caller is unresponsive. Proceed with caution." The center felt colder now, the hum of the equipment louder, like it was whispering back. I stared at the call log, Clara's name glowing on the screen, and felt eyes on me from the dark window behind. I didn't dare turn around. Something was wrong with that call, something that reached through the line and into my bones. Ruiz's voice crackled through 12 minutes later, his body cam feed streaming to my monitor. The cabin at 1427 Pine Hollow loomed in the fog, a single-story structure swallowed by towering pines, their branches clawing at the sky. The air was thick with damp wood and something metallic, like blood or rust. "Dispatch, this is Ruiz. No signs of forced entry. Doors locked," he reported. his flashlight beam cutting through the mist. I swallowed hard. Check the attic. The caller said she was hiding there. His footsteps echoed on the hardwood as he entered, the house too quiet, like it was holding its breath. The body cam showed a living room in disarray, couch overturned, picture frames shattered on the floor, faces in the photos scratched out. My pulse quickened. "It's quiet, too quiet," Ruiz said, climbing the attic ladder. The hatch was open, not locked as Clara had claimed. His light swept the dusty space, landing on a cordless phone lying alone, its battery light blinking red. "Dispatch, no one's here," he said, voice tense. "But there's something weird." He panned across the walls, revealing deep, jagged scratches, like claws had torn through the wood, fresh splinters curling outward. "These marks, they're fresh." My voice trembled. "Officer, the caller said it was in the walls." But what could do that, and where was Clara now? Ruiz's breathing grew uneven as he descended, searching the house room by room. The body cam caught more scratches along the baseboards, some so deep they exposed Stefano Di Lorenzo cut through the drywall. In the kitchen, a glass of water sat untouched, condensation beating like sweat. "Dispatch, it's like a ghost town in here," he muttered, stepping into the basement. His light hit a hole in the wall, barely big enough for a person, leading to a dark earthen tunnel that seemed to breathe cold air. "Dispatch, there's a tunnel down here. I'm not sure where it goes." My heart stopped. "Be careful, Ruiz," I said, but before he could reply, a faint whisper came through his radio, unprompted. "Clara." It wasn't his voice, wasn't anyone's. It was that guttural sound from the call, a mockery of speech. The radio cut out, and his body cam feed went black. I sat frozen, staring at the static on my screen, the silence of the dispatch center suffocating. Had it followed him through the tunnel? Backup arrived 20 minutes later, but Ruiz was gone. The tunnel was searched, collapsing under its weight, swallowing any answers. Clara Vance was never found, and the phone in the attic had no record of the call, though my recording captured every chilling word. The sheriff's office called it a prank gone wrong, but I knew better. I played the tape over and over, alone in the dispatch center after hours, that guttural whisper seeping into my dreams. Clara's voice, the scratching, that voice calling her name. It wasn't human. I dug into local records, finding whispers of similar incidents, missing hikers, strange scratches in abandoned cabins, 911 calls that never logged. One article from the 80s mentioned a whispering entity in these woods, linked to a collapsed mine where workers vanished in 1923. Was it tied to that tunnel? My nights grew restless, the center's silence oppressive. One night, at 2:17 a.m., my headset crackled to life. No call on the log, just that voice. Emily. My name, whispered like Clara's, guttural and wrong. I ripped the headset off, but the sound lingered, echoing in the walls. Now I can't sleep without checking the locks, the windows, the attic hatch. The dispatch center feels alive at night, the hum of the equipment mimicking that scraping sound. I've requested a transfer, but every creak of the building, every flicker of the lights, feels like it's watching. The recording is locked in evidence, played in training as a cautionary tale, but no one talks about the tunnel or Ruiz's last moments. I hear him sometimes, his voice on the radio, calling my name alongside Clara's. The sheriff says it's trauma, but I know it's real. If you're ever in rural Idaho, stay out of the woods at night, and if your phone rings at 2:17 a.m., don't answer. It might be the whisper on the line, calling you into the walls. It's 11:43 p.m., and the dispatch center is dead quiet. Just the hum of the computers and the faint buzz of the fluorescent lights overhead. I'm Mark Thompson, a 911 dispatcher in this small Ohio suburb for 6 years, used to handling everything from fender benders to the occasional domestic dispute. The job's mostly routine, calming panicked callers, guiding cops to the scene. But tonight, that routine shattered. A scream tore through my headset, so raw it made my ears ring. "Help! He's here!" A young girl's voice, high and frantic, like she was running out of air. My heart kicked into overdrive. "Hello? This is 911. Can you tell me what's happening?" I said, keeping my voice steady. Training. Kicking in. "He's got a knife. "He's in the house," she shrieked, her words tumbling over each other. I leaned into the console, the smell of stale coffee and antiseptic lingering in the air. "What's your location, miss?" 319. "Oak Ridge Lane," she cried. "He's upstairs. I'm hiding in the pantry. Please, hurry." In the background, heavy thumps echoed. Footsteps, deliberate, like someone stalking with purpose. My fingers flew across the keyboard, pulling up the address. A quiet street in a tidy neighborhood, the kind where kids ride bikes and neighbors wave. Why was I here, alone in this sterile room? It's my job, my anchor after a life of drifting, but nothing could have prepared me for what came next. "Lily Carter," she gasped when I asked her name, her voice trembling like she was holding back sobs. "He's breaking the door! Oh God, he's—" A loud crack cut her off, wood splintering like a gunshot. Her scream was pure terror, the kind that claws into your soul. My screen showed the nearest unit. Sergeant Karen Holtz was 8 minutes out, too long when a knife-wielding maniac's in play. "Lily, stay with me. Can you describe the intruder?" I urged, gripping my headset. "He's tall, wearing a mask, white, like it's painted on," she whispered, her voice barely holding together. "He's got a knife. It's so big." The thumping grew louder, closer, each step vibrating through the line. Then a new sound, a low, guttural chuckle, calm and cold, like whoever it was enjoyed the hunt. My stomach churned. This wasn't just an intruder. "Lily, barricade the door if you can," I said, my voice tight. "Find something heavy to block it." "I can't. It's too late," she whimpered, her words fading. The chuckle swelled, now right by the phone, as if he'd found her. A deep, distorted voice spoke directly into the receiver. "She's mine now." The line went dead, and my world tilted. What had I just heard? I redialed, hands shaking, but it went straight to voicemail, a generic recording that mocked my panic. "Unit 7, expedite to 319 Oak Ridge Lane," I radioed, my throat dry. Caller reported an armed intruder. She's in immediate danger. The dispatch center felt smaller, the walls closing in, the air thick with the faint scent of ozone, like a storm brewing inside. I stared at the call log, the timestamp glaring. 11:43 p.m. from 319 Oak Ridge Lane. 8 minutes dragged like hours, my mind replaying Lily's scream, that chuckle, the splintering wood. I've heard fear before, car accidents, heart attacks, but this was different, like the call had reached from somewhere beyond. The radio crackled and Holt's voice came through. "Dispatch, we're at the address. No signs of disturbance outside. Front door's intact." My pulse hammered. "Check the pantry," I insisted. She said she was hiding there. The body cam feed flickered on my monitor, showing a small, well-kept house, lights off, curtains drawn like eyes shut tight. Holt's team breached the door, their footsteps echoing in the silence. The interior was pristine, no broken furniture, no signs of struggle. They reached the pantry, door closed but unlocked. Holt's voice was steady but tense. "Dispatch, it's empty. Just a cordless phone on the floor, battery dead." My heart sank. Where was Lily? "Check the upstairs," I said, my voice cracking. She said he was breaking the door. The body cam followed Holt's team up the creaking stairs, past family photos on the walls, smiling faces, untouched by time. Every door was intact, no splinters, no signs of violence. The house felt frozen, like it was waiting for something. "Upstairs is clear," Holt radioed, quieter now. "But there's something else." She paused, her flashlight landing on a kitchen counter. "We found a newspaper clipping, dated 1995. Lily Carter, age 10, reported missing from this address. Case went cold." My breath caught. 1995. That was 30 years ago. I checked the call log again, my fingers trembling. The number matched the house's landline, but the system showed an anomaly. No outgoing call tonight. The last recorded call from that line was in 1995, a 911 call from a young girl named Lily Carter, reporting a man in a white mask. My skin crawled. "That's impossible," I muttered, but the recording on my system was real. Lily's voice, the thumps, the chuckle, all captured at 11:43 p.m. Had I answered a ghost call? The officers searched for days, combing the house, the yard, the woods behind. Nothing. No footprints, no DNA, just that clipping and an old photo of a girl with pigtails, smiling like she had no idea what was coming. I pulled up the 1995 case file after my shift, the library's microfiche machine humming in the dim light. Lily Carter, vanished from 319 Oak Ridge Lane, last seen hiding from an intruder in a white mask. No body, no suspect, just rumors of a figure locals called the Smiler, a specter tied to a string of disappearances in the 90s. Some said he was a killer who wore a painted mask, others a demon summoned by the town's dark history, a cult that once operated in the woods, leaving altars of bone. I couldn't sleep, replaying the call in my head, that chuckle echoing like a taunt. Was Lily reaching out, trapped in some endless loop? Or was it him, the Smiler, playing with me? The dispatch center became a prison, every night shift a test of nerves. At 11:43 p.m., my headset would crackle, no call logged, just static and a faint whisper. He's still here. My colleagues brushed it off. Stress, they said. But I felt watched, the air heavy with unseen eyes. Weeks later, I dug deeper, scouring online forums for similar stories. A 2005 post from a retired dispatcher in Indiana described a call from a missing boy, years after his disappearance, reporting a masked man before the line cut out. Another from 2018, a trucker on I-70 hearing a girl's voice on his CB, begging for help from an address long abandoned. Each story ended the same. No trace, no answers, just a lingering dread. I visited 319 Oak Ridge Lane on my day off, the house still empty, for sale since '95. Standing in the pantry, I saw faint scratches on the doorframe, barely visible, like nails clawing for escape. My breath fogged in the warm air, and I swear I heard a chuckle behind me, low, guttural, close. I ran, heart pounding, vowing never to return. But the calls keep coming. Not every night, but often enough. Always at 11:43 p.m. Always Lily's voice. Always that voice claiming her. I've recorded them, hidden the files on a USB I keep locked away, because no one believes me. The sheriff says it's trauma, maybe a prank, but I know better. Now I dread the quiet shifts, the moments when the clock nears 11:43. The dispatch center feels alive, the walls whispering, the headset heavy in my hands. Last week I answered a call, static at first. Then Lily's voice, weaker, pleading. "Mark, he's coming for you." My name, spoken clear as day. I yanked the headset off, but the whisper lingered, seeping from the speakers. "He's still here. I'm requesting a transfer, but I know it won't help." The Smilers found me, just like he found Lily. If you're ever in a quiet town and your phone rings late at night, check the time. If it's 11:43, don't answer. He's still out there, and he's waiting for you to pick up.